Good day. God bless you. Welcome back, guys. My name is Zach, and this is episode 77 in the Healthy, Wealthy, Happy series. Um, Psalms 46, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. So, guys, know where your strength and your help comes from. Call upon the name of the Lord in your times of trouble, not just in dieting and exercising, but in all areas of life. Obviously, health is very important, but it's not, physical health is not nearly as important as our mental health, and our spiritual health is going to lead to our mental health. Um, a quote from the Tao Te Ching, I changed it up a little bit because the translation from English is a little messed up, but it's just a virtue. The truth is not always beautiful, and beautiful words are not always the truth. And I can use that. I can identify with that in my journey, in my fitness journey here. But one, what I know I need to do is not always what I want to hear, you know and what I want to hear is not what I need to do. So I'm on day 2 of the Atkins phase 1. So, basically just low carb, very low carb eating. Like I said, 20 carbs. I'm sorry. I used my chips again today. I just busted the same ones out again because I didn't need them to count calories anymore. So I got up. Let me run down. Took the day off of the gym, which was a no-brainer because I was wiped out. Um, if you watched my stream last night, I told you I was going to fall asleep like right away after the stream, and I did. Um, I don't even remember. I think I put the audible, the I put like the hypnosis for weight loss. I don't even remember hearing it at all. And now I remember I did turn it on because I skipped a couple chapters because it tells you how to get the breathing going, but I already know how to do that. So I skipped right to where they start talking about, and they're just trying to implant these messages in your mind, these healthy lifestyle and like just positive affirmations, really. Just like, I eat well, I'm healthy, I live, so let me run down. So that was, I took the day at the gym, went right to sleep last night, slept great, woke up in super early at like 2 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep for like 2 hours, but then fell back asleep. And and then I thought, oh, turn my phone back on, turn the turn the audible books back on. I turned it back on and fell right back asleep. It's like, man, it works good. I highly recommend if you're having sleeping issues. I mean, one, the coffee really helped me to quit the coffee, and I think it helped to quit the nicotine. I was on the e-cigarette, but I smoked regular cigarettes for like 15 years too. So I think getting rid of the nicotine, which is that neurological stimulant, getting rid of the caffeine, also a stimulant, and then some tea at night or even just warm water, and then the audible is just working great. So I had 3 eggs, a whole avocado, and the last one of my little chopsticks for breakfast, and it came out to 5 carbs. So, and that was only because I ate the whole avocado. I was like, well, I need more carbs for breakfast. These 3 eggs and the steak with cooked in oil and butter is just, it's not even 2 carbs. That ain't a good way to kick your day off. So I kind of adjusted it from yesterday. Instead of having the avocado for a snack later because I was so weak, I just added it to breakfast. And it seemed, calories wise, it was probably a ton of calories, but the carbs is what gets stored as fat, not fat or protein. So, and you don't want to eat too much protein either. The whole Atkins phase 1, same with keto, is it's a lot of healthy fat. Eggs have a lot of healthy fat. Avocado is almost all fat. So it was actually a high calorie breakfast, but only 5 carbs. So we'll see. Let's give this a couple, 2, 3 weeks. I gave the 400 calorie meals 3 weeks, and it helped big time. I think it's why I'm having such an easy time with this phase 1, because I was used to eating smaller meals. So then for what did I do? Oh, I organized a lot more. You can't really see, but I shuffled stuff back and forth for a few hours. It was getting to be about 11:30, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna eat lunch pretty soon. I was like, nah, let's hold off a little bit, because that when you eat them eggs and avocados, and man, it sits in your stomach so hard for so many hours, you just don't want to eat again. So I was packing stuff up in the bins and reorganizing stuff out of my storage locker here, and super happy about that. You know, when you just get in the house organized. I still have tons of stuff against the wall over here that I'm prepping up for my Boundary Waters canoe area trip. I just have too many hobbies to live in such a small apartment, so I'll get a bigger one maybe in a year or two. So I had the 3 eggs, avocado, and the steak for breakfast. Held off for a few hours. Was gonna eat lunch, but then I was like, you know what? Let me move some stuff around. Well, then time started slipping by, and it was already like 1 o'clock, and I ate lunch, and I had the salad. And like I told you yesterday, my salad was like 10 carbs, and it's because I had to add all the carbs from the ranch dressing. Um, and it had like 1 carb per 2 tablespoons. And I mean, I was just estimating I put like 5, like 10 tablespoons. Yeah, I put a lot of ranch on it. I wasn't trying to underestimate, I was trying to overestimate. So I was like, let's just say it's 10 carbs. And then I still stayed right at 20 carbs. And you can go to 22, but you don't want to go below 18. So it's it's really it's kind of awesome, like in some ways I'll get to this point. So for lunch, I had the salad, and I instead of the ranch dressing, I just put olive oil, like pretty heavy. I don't know if I had to measure that much olive oil. I mean, it wasn't no eighth of a cup. Well, yeah, it might have been an eighth of a cup. Let's say eighth of a cup, and then apple cider vinegar. And I had heard about it before and tried it years ago, and it was terrible, So, but I put a bunch of I got the vegetables all in there, the lettuce, the vegetables, and I put a lot of salt and pepper on it. And I think with that flavor of the salt and pepper, that really combined with that base of the olive oil, which is all that healthy fat, and then that acidic apple cider vinegar, and it tasted great. It was not as good as my the raspberry vinaigrette I had been buying, but I just hadn't been out and got any more of it. And that's going to be anyway. The olive oil and the vinegar is no carbs, so that brought my lunch down to 5 calories. So I was pretty pumped, or carbs. So so after breakfast and lunch, I'd had 10 carbs so far, and I had 10 carbs to go, which was kind of a lot. And then I just kept organizing stuff, played video games. Oh, I read I got to chapter 21 yesterday. So I read chapter 21, The Psychology of Weight Loss, and a lot of great information. I want to but then I read like 5 more chapters, and I kind of all the notes I wanted to write down kind of slipped my mind. So I might go back and just take some notes on that chapter in the coming in the next few days, to be able to convey the positive energy from that chapter a little more. Oh, I can tell I'm dehydrated. I need to drink some water. It's funny because I'll sit here all day, and I live alone, and so there's no words come out of your mouth. And then all of a sudden it's 9 at night, and you're yakking, and you didn't even realize you had a frog in your throat. So the eggs and avocado and steak for breakfast, the salad for lunch. Then I had a 12-ounce ribeye, and I was like, well, this has no carbs. Like, again, what do I got to get some carbs. So I rechecked, and I was like, okay, a can of green beans. It has 4 carbs per serving, and a can is 3.5 servings. But 4 of them carbs, 2 of them are fiber. So really it only has 2 carbs per serving. So a whole can of green beans with pink Himalayan sea salt and butter is 7 carbs. So I had the ribeye steak with the green beans for dinner, and that was 7 carbs. So I was pretty pumped. But I had that a little earlier. I had that at like 4 o'clock. So I ate like 8, 1, 4, and then I got back to staying busy. Good evening, the prancing cat. Oh, you already went away. I saw you there, though. I saw your comment. Hopefully you come back and watch it again. So then I had finished up my work and was playing some more video games. I was just watching videos there about street food in Cebu City, where I'm going to be. I'm going to be eating all the delicious Filipino food, which I already know I enjoy. Not all of it. They eat some stuff I don't eat, but anyway. So then at about 4, 5, 6, it was probably 7 o'clock. I had another smaller salad, um, just because I wanted to, because it's kind of almost like a fasting level of carbohydrates, but you're still just getting all the food you want. And I'm noticing just as I'm sitting here right now. So my last salad I counted as 3 carbs, because it was a little smaller. But even if it was 5 carbs, that still only put me at 22 carbs. So perfect day. And what I want to say about that is, though, that it is obviously having a huge impact on my hormones, because what I used to call emotional eating, and like, oh, I'm just always hungry and I'm just eating out of emotion. Every time I get bored, I want to eat. Well, I was bored most of today. All I did was dishes and organize a locker and play video games and watch YouTube videos and listen to a little music. I mean, it was a pretty boring day overall. I had no desire to eat. It is, we'll see how the coming days, this is only day 2. Um, but I can tell the difference immediately in the stabilized blood sugar. I should probably order I have the A1C kit that I'm going to test on April 1st. I only have one test left, so I want to save that. But I should get another little sticker tester. Moving, I was living with my girlfriend kind of off and on last year, for the year before, and then I moved, and I don't know where all my stuff went. Just gonna buy another one, and I can show that even a former diabetic, and I can show you what my blood sugar is after these, you know, 20 carbs all day long. It's 9 o'clock. There's no way I'm eating anymore. There's no snacks. I actually almost, when you're eating healthy, like when I was eating my salad here a couple hours ago, I was like, I need this for survival. I have to go to work and I need energy and I need fuel. And I was watching some videos as I was eating, and I realized I quit eating and I put it down. And then I was like, hey, I need to finish that. Like, that is not my normal behavior. I normally just scarf food down and then go get more and then make more and then go get ice cream. That in the past, like when I was 300 pounds. So I really feel like this low carb is going to yield some results, but let's give it a couple weeks. So again, yep, had the gym off. As far as like, one of my notes here, I kind of have a blueprint of just what to talk about on every episode, and I write habits and hobbies and goals. And so my hobby today was just playing video games to burn the time, because I wasn't going to the gym. I wanted to go outside and go for a hike, but it was just too wintry out and too cold. So my habits is I'm getting back into the Audible books at night, which I think I'm going to just try to trigger my memory that when I plug it in, because I'm laying down and I plug my phone in to go to bed, that reminds me to turn on an Audible book, whether it's a motivation or a Bible or the even there's sleep ones that, just ones that help regulate your breathing, and you do what they say and it just knocks you out. So I want to talk about goals though a little bit. So I'm trying to, like, what is my real goal in life? Like your channel, you started it because you wanted to, you're 50 years old, you got your heart broke again, and you wanted to change your life, Zach, right? I mean, what do you want? So I named the channel Healthy, Wealthy, and Happy, because I wanted to be healthier. And that's why I made it the first word, healthy. Let's get healthier. And, because like I had mentioned in some of my previous videos, my last 2 girlfriends, I had lost a bunch of weight and then met them. They were more attracted to me because I lost a lot of weight. And then while I was dating them, I gained almost the exact same amount of weight, like 40 pounds. And then this last one, months ago now, is the same thing. And then finally I was like, let me just start the YouTube channel and really start doing it for me, not for some extenuating circumstances. So I was like, do I want to be healthy? Do I really want to be wealthy? Do I want to Do I want to exercise? Do I want to identify as a marathon runner? Do I want to have all this money and income and whatever that brings you? And what I realized today is it's more that I just want to be happy. And the simpler that I can accomplish that, I believe the better. Um, Making your life more complex with stuff and with billions of dollars and with extravagant lifestyles and living like something you're not anyway. Um, I don't think that would bring me joy anyway. It's not what brings me happiness. I have found great happiness. I did it again today. I threw away something that I have been saving, like just in storage, in boxes, from house to house to house from before I was married. I mean, I'm talking 25 years I've had some of this stuff. And it's like, it'd just be like a board game or a hobby or a miniature or something. I mean, here's one I found one of my little boxing trophies. This, same thing. I mean, I've been saving this for 30 years, right? Um, but that's not getting thrown away. But as I tossed it down the garbage chute today, I felt a little, and then as I walked away, I was like, okay, good. It's gone. I don't have to cling on to the past or some fantasy or some. It's like we're living in a dream world a lot of times. Like, I mean, people talk about like fantasy. Well, like say Dungeons and Dragons, like you're playing when the first iteration of Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s, which I had a friend that played it and he got me into it a little bit, but it was there was no miniatures, there was no board, there was a you had a notebook and you had a pen and you just wrote down that I'm a dwarf with an axe and a shield and chainmail armor, and I have food and water and it's a fantasy, and people are interested in that. It's intriguing to many people, and it helped me realize that as I thought about it today, as I was throwing more stuff away, and I was contemplating my goals. And guys, I gotta grab my water bottle. Contemplating my goals and my ambition and my real desires, like what do I really want? Talking to my girlfriend in the Philippines, because and I use the word girlfriend pretty vaguely. I mean, never met her in person. It helps me realize like how good we have it in this country, and how we're even spoiled about it. I mean, like I said before, getting on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media you're on, and just see people complaining and crying and whining. I mean, about the most trivial things that just have nothing to do with anything. Like I think to myself when I don't watch the news at all, 0 minutes a month. But like I don't want to use the term third world country, but like would a super poor person in, in some tribe in Africa be concerned with what you're crying about? Whatever it is, what if it's a social issue, a personal issue, a traffic issue, a money issue, you know what I mean? Like it would be irrelevant to them. Like, what are you talking about? You're upset that you got what? Somebody was driving behind you? They'd be confused. Somebody was, their car went in front of you, and then that ruined your whole day. And like they wouldn't even be able to identify with what in the hell you were talking about. So that helps me kind of stay humble and realize that life is easy. We got her good. So I do feel like yesterday I was pretty drugged down. Told you guys when I went live that I was um just no energy, tired. But today I woke up feeling great. Tons of energy. I didn't really do yoga per se, but I stretched out really good. I did more like I was remembering the stretching we did before we worked out in the army. Just, we'd be in formation and we'd rotate our ankles and knees and then our hips and then our shoulders and then our neck and then, just everything circular motions, one front, and then shoulders front and back and neck. And I did all that and I did my stretching and I did sneak in a little downward dog. So that's kind of qualifies as yoga, but a yoga pose, but I don't consider I did yoga if I did like one pose in the middle of stretching, but that felt great because I did do the kettlebell swings, which kind of tightens up your hamstrings and your back. And then I did 20 minutes on the treadmill with a little 6.5 mile an hour run in the middle yesterday, which felt good. And then the 1.5 mile run the day before that. And then, what did I do the day before that? I think it was more weightlifting. I did the circuit workout that day. So anyway, been going good at the gym. The new diet is going great again. The 400 calorie meals was awesome. Highly recommended to break the overeating habit. Just that lust, that stoic principle to just not overindulge in anything. Just don't. I'm trying to think of more biblical verses about. I'll have to dig some Bible verses out about like just staying simple in life and not being so extravagant. Maybe somebody can see the stream and pump out some Bible verses for me. Wow, not so many. Is this Sunday? Oh, okay. It's Sunday night. I forget on the weekends when I go live. It's like, where is everybody? There's nobody's on the weekend evenings as often as the weeknights, it seems. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm supposed to have the next 2 days off of work, but I don't. So I'm going to be working. So I'm going to cook a little food. I think I'm going to do some eggs and avocado and bring it to work. It's going to throw me off a little bit because I don't have much here, but I'm just going to bring a little bit of food to work and eat it and keep track of the carbs and then just have my dinner when I get home at 6:40 tomorrow night. So I'll go live and say how that went. Because like I said, I haven't eaten at work in like months, 3-4 months. Yeah, probably going up 4 months since I've eaten at work. So I have 4 more 96-hour fasts after the next 2 days of eating. I'll be back to fasting for 4 days, and then we'll weigh in. And I got to be, well, if I progress, I have to be below 242. And I really think that the low carb is going to make all the difference, because now when I start fasting, I'll already be burning fat before I even start fasting instead of 24 to 48 hours later. So it'll be the whole 4 days. And I think these next 4 fasts, if I stick with the phase 1 the whole time, which you don't have to in the Atkins book, but it's like if you're still overweight, you should stick on phase 1. So I probably will. And we'll just go from there and see how it goes. So guys, I'm going to cut it short though, because my voice is just raspy and I don't know why. I think I'm just dry. I probably need to drink some more water, or maybe my voice is just changing because I talk so much more now, having a YouTube channel. So that could be interesting too, because it sounds significantly different than it used to. You guys know what to do. Jump on board with Jesus. He loves you. I love you. And I will catch you guys again tomorrow evening.